Ladies and gentlemen, 2027 presidential election. The side of opposition is not going to lose it, but the side of President William Samoei Arap Ruto is going to win it late come 2027, because I feel that the side of opposition has the space to win 2027 presidential election, but they don't want to win that election. And that is why I'm saying that the opposition side is not going to lose 2027 presidential election, but the side of President William Samoei Arap Ruto is going to win 2027 presidential election. There are various factors which actually makes me to believe of what I'm trying to put across. But before I come up to elaborate the statement I have made, I could like you to listen very carefully to this video. Then we will come back and dissect the video, and then you will come to realize why I'm saying that the side of opposition is not going to lose or to not to win 2027 presidential election, but President William Samoei Arap Ruto's side is going to win 2027 presidential election. Please listen to this video very keenly about what President William Samoei Arap Ruto had to say when he was attending the church service at Kibera today. Listen very carefully up to the end, and then we will be back to try to dissect all that. Please listen to this.
Mimi nataka tu niwahakikishie hivi. Mimi kama kiongozi wa taifa hii, kwa neema ya Mungu na kwa kura za wananchi wa taifa letu, mimi mission yangu ni mambo mawili ya muhimu. Jambo la kwanza ambalo ni la muhimu katika taifa letu la Kenya ni kuunganisha wananchi wote wa taifa letu la Kenya, kutoka jamii zote, kutoka mirengo zote, tuwaunganishe hata mbali na dini, ili tuwe na umoja, kwa sababu umoja ni nguvu. Na nafasi hiyo ya kuunganisha taifa letu la Kenya ni nafasi ya kipekee, and I am going to lead from the front in making sure that we have a nation that is united. It is not only constitutional. Katiba ya Kenya inaniamurisha kama rais kuunganisha watu wa taifa letu la Kenya na kuondoa ubaguzi wa aina yote. Na jambo la pili, ni vizuri na tutafanya bidii kuhakikisha kwamba tunawaunganisha wananchi wa taifa letu la Kenya. Ndio hata maana tumeweka serikali ya broad based, ya mapana na marefu, kuhakikisha kwamba wananchi wote wa Kenya kutoka sehemu zote wanajumuishwa katika serikali na uongozi wa Kenya, ili tuwapokonye nafasi wale wa chuki, hasira, kisirani, wanaotaka kutumia ukabila kugawanya wananchi wa Kenya. Wasipate nafasi katika taifa letu la Kenya. Na mimi nataka niseme hivi nikiwa hapa kanisani, it is not only constitutional for us and for me especially to unite the people of Kenya, it is also biblical. Neno la Mungu katika Zaburi 133 inasema mambo mawili ya muhimu. Ya kwanza inasema how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to live together in unity. Alafu mstari wa 3 inasema where there is unity, God commands a blessing. Yani nchi hii yetu tukiwa na umoja, Mungu ataamurisha baraka katika taifa letu la Kenya. And that is why I am committed to the unity of this nation, so that God can command a blessing upon our nation. And we can walk together as citizens, brothers and sisters of one nation with a common destiny. Jambo la pili ambayo assignment mimi niko naye, because I told you I am a man on a mission. Number 1, to unify the people of Kenya. Na jambo la pili ni transformation ya nchi hii. Transformation ya Kenya, askofu vile umesema, majira ndio haya, wakati ndio huu, nafasi ndio hii, miaka ndio haya ya transformation ya taifa letu la Kenya. Na kwa mapenzi ya Mungu, hiyo assignment Mungu amenipatia ya transformation ya Kenya haitachelewa tena. Transformation ya kilimo ituzalishie chakula, ituondolee njaa na itupatie mapato na kutuongezea exports. Transformation ya elimu, walimu wapatikane kwa wingi, mtoto wa Kenya hata mmoja asibaki nyuma. Tuhakikishe watoto wetu wanapata elimu, kwa sababu elimu inatupa usawa. Transformation ya mambo ya afya. Leo tuko na mpango ya SHA ambayo inafikia kila mmoja, kila Mkenya. Sasa inawezekana mtu wa Kibra hapa, mama ambaye hangekuwa na uwezo, kijana mzee ambaye hangekuwa na nafasi ya kuwa na bima ya afya, kwa SHA inawezekana kwa kila Mkenya. Na tumesema katika hiyo SHA wewe utalipa kulingana na uwezo wako, na yule ambaye huna uwezo tutakulipia kama serikali ya Kenya. Lakini kila mmoja wetu ataenda hospitalini, atatibiwa na ataenda nyumbani bila ya kuhangaishwa na bills ya hospitali. That is the commitment we are making, the transformation of our nation. Na vile vile masoko tujenge, nyumba tujenge, county aggregation and industrial parks tujenge, special economic zones tujenge, ili tuweze kuzalisha ajira, tuweze kuwa na exports, tuzalishe utajiri, ndio tuondoe umaskini katika taifa letu la Kenya. That is my mission, and that is what I am asking all of us. Tushirikiane. Transformation is not easy, but it is necessary, it is desirable, it is what we must achieve. Na mimi nashukuru viongozi wote waliokubali ya kwamba tushirikiane na tufanye kazi kwa pamoja, ndio tuweze kubadilisha nchi yetu iwe ni mahali ambapo sote tunajivunia kama wananchi wa taifa hii. Kwa muda mrefu, wachache wamejivunia, wengi wamevumilia. It is time for all of us to know that lifting those who are down so that we can pursue equity is not injustice to those who have. Let us work together. Tushirikiane pamoja katika kazi hiyo.
After listening to that, you can agree with me that the speech of President William Samoei Arap Ruto is quite organized. And in this speech, President William Samoei Arap Ruto is quite persistent to what he believes the Kenyans want. And President William Samoei Arap Ruto is talking about uniting the entire Republic of Kenya. And he is trying to come up with a broad-based government which will make sure that he delivers to the people of Kenya. And people have been accusing President William Samoei Arap Ruto of being a liar. And they are calling President William Samoei Arap Ruto Kasongo, a liar, a person who doesn't actually fulfill his promises. But President William Samoei Arap Ruto is quite consistent about going to deliver the promises he made to the people of this nation. And what is very clear with me is that President William Samoei Ruto is such a smart politician, a very calculative politician. And while the side of opposition is having a very good chance of making President William Samoei Arap Ruto to be a one-term president, but they are wasting that chance by telling the people of Kenya what they don't want to hear. Because if you have listened to Rigathi Gachagua recently, the comment he has been making, they are comments which are quite reckless, and they are dividing the nation, and they are making the side of opposition to lose to President William Samoei Arap Ruto. Because President William Samoei Ruto is trying to talk about unify the entire nation. And that's why he has come up with broad-based government. And he has told the nation that those people who are now making noise outside the government, they don't have an agenda. That their only agenda is to remove William Samoei Arap Ruto from power. And President William Samoei Ruto is quite persistent that he is going to fulfill his promises. He is going to make sure that the people of this republic has enough food, that the cost of living is going to come down as he promised, because he is doing everything he can to make agriculture to be quite attractive to the people of Kenya, to provide enough food for the people of this nation. And he's also talking about education sector. How he's going to make sure that those who will be joining to our university, that their fee will be catered for. And that is why he's quite persistent. While the side of opposition is trying to tell us that education of this nation has totally failed. But President William Samoei Ruto is very keen to see where he has the failures and to do all he can to rectify those failures. At the same time, President William Samoei Arap Ruto is talking about SHA and how SHA is going to help the people of Kenya so that they can go and get health care and go home without having much problems. But the side of opposition is trying to tell the people of Kenya that SHA is not working. SHA is nothing. SHA is worse than NHIF. And it is supposed to be that NHIF could have been done little of reforms to that NHIF. But William Samoei Ruto is very keen to provide SHA, which actually will help the people of this nation. And he's trying to see where there is a problem and is correcting those problems. And William is quite persistent on what he believes. You have been seeing lately what has been happening when William Samoei Ruto has been going to various churches. At a point, we felt that William Samoei Ruto was losing it when churches even said they don't want William Samoei Arap Ruto to donate for them. But because of that persistency from William Samoei Ruto, that he wants also to contribute to the build-up of the Church of Christ. You have seen of late, other churches are getting that in good faith, and they are allowing the president to do what he should do. They are allowing the president to donate for the build-up of various churches. And what we used to hear is now coming down. And we can say that President William Samoei Arap Ruto is winning back the church to his side. And people must understand that President William Samoei Ruto is quite persuasive. He's a person, whenever he goes about something, he must make sure that he has achieved what he wants. And that is what he is achieving from the side of the church, that is convincing the church that I mean well for the church. And he doesn't give up easily. But look at the side of opposition. The side of opposition is not actually selling itself well to the people of this nation. The church of opposition is not uniting the people of this nation, but it is actually making the people of this nation to be divided into tribal cocoons. And that is why, if you have been hearing from the Rigathi Gachagua, he has been telling various tribes that form tribal kind of political parties, and let us come together and negotiate in terms of shares. And that is not overling well. That is not being received very well by the people of this nation. So instead of the side of opposition coming up with a strategies or a strategy, how they can remove, how they can unseat President William Samoei Arap Ruto from power, they are still trying to divide the people of this nation into tribal cocoons. And that is why it's going to be very difficult for them to unseat President William Samoei Arap Ruto, because President William Samoei Ruto is quite organized. He is doing all he can to sell himself to the Kenyans. He's telling the people of Kenya that, listen, I want to unify this nation. And he's doing that deliberately. He's doing that with a persistent kind of character. Is still telling the people of this nation that I will deliver for you so that you can get SHA working for you. He is telling the people of Kenya that I will do all I can with the side of agriculture so that the cost of living will actually come down. So William Samoei Ruto is very persistent, and more so, after you have listened to that video, you can really agree that President William Samoei Arap Ruto is going ahead of the opposition. And many people are listening what the opposition is saying, and they are also listening to President William Samoei Arap Ruto. And within these 2.5 years remaining, I'm very sure President William Samoei Ruto is going to actually surprise many people, because he could deliver what they never thought that is going to deliver. It could make sure to be the best thing that the Kenyans could admire. While the side of opposition, they are actually fighting and dividing the people of this nation. I really don't know what's your take about all this. After listening to that, are you still convincing or convinced that William Samoei Ruto will be a one-term president? Do you still feel that the side of opposition is going to unseat President William Samoei Arap Ruto? Because I feel that the side of opposition had the best chance to unite and to liberate this nation from the yoke of William Samoei Arap Ruto. But because of the shares in quotes, because they have not organized themselves, they are going to lose to President William Samoei Arap Ruto. Let come 2027. Please, I could like you to drop your comment in the comment section below. And if this is your first time to pump into this YouTube channel, I request you kindly subscribe, like this video, share this video, and lastly, always try to hit the notification bell so that you can get notified whenever we upload any political content into YouTube. And with that, I say thank you, and may God bless you abundantly until we meet in our next political conversation. Goodbye.